Hi guys, welcome to this lower body mobility flow. If you've got bad knees from playing golf, walking, working, standing for too long, whatever it is, this is going to mobilize and stretch all of the muscles that might be contributing to those sore knees. Because a lot of the time the knees are the victim of somewhere else's problems, like your ankles, underactive glutes, tight hips, etc. So try this out. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Use it as a warm-up, a cool down, just in the morning, and enjoy. Cheers, guys. Alright guys, I'll put captions on the side so you can mute me and you don't have to listen to my instructions. But if you do, then we're going to start with a knee to chest. So pull your knee up into your chest, squeeze as far as you can until you scream, and then drop it down. Alternate sides. Let's do 6 on each side here. Now once we get to this last rep, you're going to keep your knee up in this position and go straight into a crossover. So making sure that you're keeping your shoulders and back flat against the mat. You're going to pull that leg over your body and try and push it down. Don't force it to the ground. If you don't have that mobility, that is fine. As long as you feel the stretch in your glute and hip flexor, that is what we want. Go ahead and do the other side and maintain flat shoulders against the mat. This is going to stretch your lower back as well, a little added bonus. From there, you're going to grab your leg behind the knee, pull it into your chest, and then you're going to try and straighten your leg. Obviously, my hamstrings need some work, but it is an intense stretch. And while you've got it up there for a count of about 30 seconds, you can also start doing some rotations with your ankles, getting them nice and mobile for the bit of ankle work that's coming up later. However you can, let's transition into a seated position. I'm going to turn to face the camera so that you can see better. And you're going to pull your legs in for a seated butterfly stretch. This is going to stretch the groin. You can lightly push down on the knees to intensify that stretch, or just hang on to your toes, whichever is more comfortable. Try and, as you're breathing, just pull them in a little further each time, trying to find new ranges of motion with each breath. Big inhale and exhale. Then we'll go into a half butterfly, so straightening one leg, pulling the other foot in so it's flat against your thigh. You're going to reach for that toe, and don't worry if you can't reach the toe, just grab onto your shin there like I'm doing and just hang on. Let's switch sides. Again, bringing the foot in so it's flat against the thigh and reach for that toe. If you can't reach the toe, do not worry, just grab onto the shin or wherever you can. From there, we're going to transition into a tabletop position. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and then into downward dog. And we're going to go through 6 of these knee touches, you want to keep your knees floating the whole time, so don't actually touch them to the mat just before. You can do this from here, or you can bring your arms back a little bit to intensify the stretch, and we're going to go into elephant walks, which is going to really burn those hamstrings. If you've got better mobility than I do, then you can do this from a standing position, but if not, just do it in this downward dog position. You will feel it. Now we're going to walk our hands back into a standing position. Don't fall over. And then standing nice and tall, slightly bending the knees, you're then going to go into ankle circles. Now we want to do 10 rotations in each direction, switching sides as and when. Now, as you get a little more confident with this movement, you can put a little more pressure onto that side, putting a bit more of your body weight onto the moving side to intensify this. Just make sure you pay attention to what direction you went the first time, because I'm pretty sure I just did the same both ways. Now we're going to get into rocking from toes to heels into a calf raise with overhead extension. So this is a bit of a balanced one, so just watch you don't fall over like me. Caught it though, that's good. Keep that going. Now I'm just going to move so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to get into knee circles. Now these are really good for mobilizing the knees, the hips, and the ankles. So as you can see, I'm rolling onto the inside of my foot and then back onto the outside of my foot as I'm doing these. Really accentuate that, but only make the circle as big as you're comfortable with. We don't want any pain, we're just mobilizing. Remember to change direction halfway. Next, we're going to show the hip some love. So what we're doing with this one is you're going to almost point your hip to the back end of the room. Fly just tried to lay eggs in my eyebrow there, sorry about that. So not straight back, but almost at a diagonal angle, pushing a little bit lower each time, expanding that range of motion. From there, we're going to go straight into hip circles. So making sure nice full rotations, pushing your groin out in the front. These ones are really good to do in the club on a Saturday night. Transferable skills is what we're all about. Now back to standing. Let's go for some toe touches. Doesn't matter if you don't hit your toes, just go as low as you can. Slight bend in the knees if you have to, but the straighter the better. Now let's walk it out into that high plank position and get straight into a pigeon's pose. Now this is one of my absolute favorites. Get that knee up by the wrist and then try and get that foot as high up as you can, almost so it's parallel. You can see mine's not, it is not an issue. And then to intensify it, you can drop down to your forearms or stay in this up position. Take some time to contemplate life and just enjoy it. Enjoy the burn. Now come out of that into that downward dog position and onto the other side. Again, you can stay in this up position or drop down to your forearms. It is entirely up to you. Now transition out of that as best you can into a seated position. Doesn't matter how you get there as long as it's safe. Now this is one of my favourite glute stretches. You're going to cross your leg over the opposite leg and pull that into almost your chest / armpit, and then really hug that in. You'll feel an intense stretch down your right side or whatever side you're doing it on. Switch sides. Pull that in, really hug it into your chest. And then again, we're going to go for this toe touch. So reach down, grab the toes if you can. If not, grab your ankles, grab your shins, wherever you are. But take note of this so next time you do it, you can see progression and see your mobility improve. Now the fun part, roll onto your back and get into that happy baby pose, which is obviously the greatest pose of the day. Don't just spend a bit of time here. You can rock side to side, kind of feel that on your lower back, feel it on your glutes, your hamstrings, everything. Just take some time here and enjoy it. From there, our final one will just be a glute bridge. Now hang out in this position for about 30 seconds. If you want, you can lift your arms overhead and just stretch out those ribs a little bit, but it's entirely up to you where you put your hands. Just get comfortable. Take a bit of time here, nice deep breaths. Wind nearly blew my shirt off, so I've moved my hands back. And now just take a little moment to lie there, and if you want, have a nap and maybe just sleep the whole day away, and you can do this again tomorrow morning. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Save this, follow, comment, do everything that people say to do, and enjoy. Thank you. Namaste.